In honor of World Emojis Day today, let's see how we can use the Unicode emojis, which are in the public domain, meaning that they are free for us to use in our code. To be clear, there are proprietary emojis that are owned by Apple or Samsung, for example, that are copyrighted and will require licensing to use. However, the Unicode emojis outlined in this document are free for us to use in our software. Most modern browsers will support Unicode emojis. For example, I have this local application running here where I'm using a bunch of emoji, including one of my favorites, the bacon, and some rather common emojis. Of course, these emojis are rendered conditionally. Now, if you are stuck because of your job of having to use Internet Explorer 11, 10, 8, 7, first of all, my sincerest apologies. But you can imagine that these emojis will not render correctly. For example, this is how my logo application would look if I were to be running Windows 7, Internet Explorer 9. As you can see, well, there's nothing for you to see really. You might think that it's absurd that I'm showing a Windows 7 example, but believe it or not, there are still applications in the world designed to run specifically on that operating system in that browser. Now, for those of us that are not stuck in a time warp, let's figure out how we can inject these emojis in VS Code. I am on a Mac, so in order for me to bring up the emojis menu, I would press Command Control Spacebar, and I would choose the emojis that I want to inject in this conditional rendering statement. On Windows, I believe it is the Windows key plus the period or the dot key. And then I would CSS style these emojis just like I would with text. For example, let's change the sun. In this case, it's the sun because it's daytime, from 1.5 rem to something outrageous like 5 rem. Let's see what happens in the browser. The sun got larger. Let's inspect to make sure there's 5 rem, and it is. Now, if you want absolute control and consistency across all browsers, regardless of version, in multiple operating systems, perhaps you should consider an SVG. Okay, my dear friends, happy Emojis Day. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please give this video a like, thumbs up, if you think it deserves it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.